Welcome to an all new episode of Damn, That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue with Randy and Junior Salinas. The show starts now. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 56 of Damn, That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. I'm Randy Salinas, joined by my brother Junior Salinas. We just had I had some technical difficulties, you could say,
Don't
which
say
I'll probably
we.
mention here in a little bit. But we'll dive into that on what I just did. But that's okay. We weren't too far along. But first of all, thank you to our sponsors, which are Holy Smoke Spice Company, Brothers Keepers Barbecue, Prairie Fresh, Mad Cow Cutlery, and Meat Hugger. Be sure to check out their amazing products. Whether you're in the need for some new rubs, a new drum smoker, some good pork knives, looking to wrap your brisket in some badass butcher paper, give them a try. If you're in the market, and wanted to sponsor the show or our competition team, be sure to email us at bigsalinasbarbecue@gmail.com or message Junior or myself, and we'll talk to you about that. Um, and then, of course, we'll just dive right into it. You want to talk about what we did last episode?
Hey. Yeah, Junior here. Last episode we talked about a competition we had out there at the Elks Lodge, kind of our take on it and what we did. Definitely tried out new recipes, so kind of went. We would have liked it, of course, a little better, but it went kind of like I think we expected on it. But definitely was a learning lesson for us. So we'll dive into how this competition went, some of the highs, some of the lows, definitely trips home, how those went, and stuff from there. But let's get right into this episode. Small business shout out time. Mine is Rodriguez Painting Services LLC. You can find them on Facebook. They're 5-star ratings. They do great work. You can also find them on rodriguezpainting.net. If you have a commercial building, maybe you're a property owner, you need your buildings painted, they're the ones to call. Maybe you have your house painted, you want your inside of your house painted, whatever your painting needs are, hit them up. Let them know Junior Salinas sent you over, and they will definitely give you that 5-star treatment. That's my small business shout out. What you got?
Mine is Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Check them out on hooksrub.com. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. They do have some amazing barbecue rubs out there. Um, they are based out of Utah, from the great state of Texas. Believe he is from Houston, graduated from TCU, so just right up, uh, right around us. So definitely we will recommend his products. If you have not tried them, give them a try. You won't be disappointed. And then go ahead and preview next episode. I believe he will be on here. That is Jared will be on here on next episode 57. We'll talk about his rubs and all that kind of stuff, just like we do with all the other guests. So if you do have any questions that you want asked to him about his products or about his barbecue journey, definitely let us know. Uh, but yeah, that is my small business shout out. And we'll just dive right into it. Have you cooked up anything lately? Or maybe there's something on your mind that you may want to cook up that you just hadn't done it yet.
Haven't cooked. I mean, other than hamburgers, hot dogs, of course. I think we did some steaks
Steaks.
at one point. For me, it's still going to get that chuck roast to kind of cook it as a brisket. I think that's something small enough that me, Chelsea, and Eden could tear up and have fun at, and would be a good learning lesson. So that might be something I do. Maybe we'll go get it this weekend. Maybe we try it out on Sunday or something. But I will. That's one of the things to try to go from there, and see what we can do. You never know.
Yep. Yeah. Myself, I haven't cooked up anything for the family lately. This week, or this past week, I should say, was a whole lot of cooking from competition wise, catering wise, all that. Cooked up some briskets, pulled pork on Wednesday. So after just worked Sunday and Monday last week, took off Tuesday to prep everything. So Tuesday we did, I had to do the rolls, did the sweet tea, unsweet tea, and then of course coleslaw, mac and cheese, green beans, all for a customer for a wedding. So definitely that come out delicious. The rolls, I would say, probably, those who have tried our rolls know sometimes they can kind of be small. They can kind of, some would be big, just kind of, however they come out. This time, I want to say, honestly, they come out almost kind of like the golden chick rolls, those real good, big ones. Um,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I do prefer my rolls over theirs. But hey, it's all about preference. But they did come out delicious. And then, of course, we did the cook off. So we had to do a whole lot of cooking on Wednesday, Saturday. Just kind of tired from everything. We'll dive into all that. But we'll just dive right into the cook off. So those that follow us on social media, like I said, always kind of follow us on Instagram and Facebook because that's where you can kind of stay up to date. So Friday night we had to cook mac and cheese. Like I said, we did last episode. We were going to do everything but the steak. Mac and cheese. What we did, kind of did what we normally do for our customers. May have added in a little bit more Parmesan than what I should have, but we did add in some brisket. We did add in some spicy barbecue sauce at the end to kind of give it some different flavors. I thought it come out looking good, tasted really good. Almost kind of looked like hamburger helper to
Yeah.
me and to Mason. But I liked it. What'd you think of that mac and cheese? Honest feedback.
Like I said, I loved it. Other than the Parmesan cheese, I think it was a little much for my taste buds, but was pretty good as far as like I said, our mac and as good. We ate it pretty good. Was happy with the turn in. Thought we would get some kind of call or something on it, but we didn't. As far as that concerned, but overall was really good, really tasty, really. Um, Good just to see it cooked on. You cooked it on the Weber kettle to see how the whole process was of cooking it and all that other fun stuff. So definitely was good. Maybe a little less Parmesan, and I think you've got a winner. But then again, I'm thinking of it now. It's like, okay, well, what else would it have been, from there? So
Yeah, and it was one of those things that when I was making mac and cheese, I always kind of dump a whole bottle of Parmesan cheese in there just to kind of give it some more flavors in there. Um, but yeah, towards the end, you definitely could tell that I had way too much Parmesan cheese. So I decided, what, no matter what, we're just gonna throw in some barbecue sauce. So I went a little bit more heavy on the spicy barbecue sauce just to kind of give it a different flavor. See if I could take away that Parmesan cheese taste, which I think it did. Like I said, it came out really, really good. I know when I boxed it up, everybody, seeing the picture said it looked really good. Like I said, to me, it looked kind of like a hamburger helper type mac and cheese, which isn't a bad thing. But going up against, if there's 40 teams turning in mac and cheese, you don't know what they're turning in. And I think it was also people were turning in grilled cheese, so they could have been turning in, grilled cheese with brisket or something in there. Um, but overall, happy with what I turned in on Friday night. And then Saturday, of course, Friday night we stayed up, drank a little bit until what, like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Then we all went to bed. Um, and then I was up bright and early, 3 o'clock, getting the pits fired up for uh, Chef's Choice, and then for the brisket, getting everything prepped for that. So Chef's Choice, since that was the next thing up, we cooked some Texas Twinkies. Those that don't know, if you don't know what Texas Twinkies are, honestly, you can Google it. But for what we put in there, for what I refer to as a Texas Twinkie, is just like it says, and on Google, brisket, cream cheese, and cheese is what I put in there. Plus, I threw in some holy garlic to kind of season the insides, and then stuffed it in the jalapeno, wrapped it in bacon, and threw it on the smoker. And then, of course, I seasoned that baconed. So season the whole outside with our rib rub that we were working on, and then just let it smoke.
Yep.
Um, I did hit it with some duck fat every now and then, probably like an hour or so in, just to kind of help it get a little bit crispy. It cooked probably about 3 hours, I would say. And then Wes with big wicks, mesquite jalapeno glaze come by on Friday, and chatted, and then he gave me a bottle of his glaze, out there to use on it. So I decided, we're going to use it on this kind of, see what happens. So I did glaze it a little bit with that mesquite smoked jalapeno glaze, which is really, really good just out of the bottle itself. You can put it on, the jalapeno poppers, cream cheese, whatever you want. If you want to add a different flavor to a barbecue sauce, you can definitely mix it. But glazed it, let it set, and then I went over again, probably the last 15 minutes with our original barbecue sauces to kind of give it more color. Turned it in. I thought those, as soon as I bit into it, I knew it had a very good shot. Lo and behold, top three calls. Um, they called top three only. So third place, when that third place person started saying, cream cheese stuffed jalapeno, uh, stuffed inside of chicken, wrapped in bacon or something like that. As soon as I heard
Yeah.
jalapeno, I knew ours had to be top two. And lo and behold, right here, top two. So we got a nice belt, got some cash. Uh, I love those. I love those Texas Twinkies. They come out delicious, picture worthy on them. Uh, did you have one?
I think I had two, to be honest, on it, and I was a little. It tasted great. They were great bite, great taste. On it, they were massive. You got some massive jalapenos. So you weren't shy on the ones you picked out for it, but very, very good. Yeah. Knew that's something you've done there at that same competition. You won first, you won second, on it. So it was just really good to have the good showing right there. Like I said, got it off to a good start as far as the awards were going. Um, and then, but overall, very good flavor, very good taste. Overall, I mean, it was just crispy bite all the way through, and you tasted every little bit of it, from the bacon to the jalapeno to the cream cheese to the brisket to everything.
Yep. Yeah, it really did taste good. Then they were big. I knew, that we probably had to maybe feed like 6, 7 judges or something. They said kind of fill the box, so having uh, big jalapenos kind of helped because I could only fit 6 of those suckers in there. And I kind of knew that's how I wanted it, so we had enough left over for us. Um, I'm not sure if Mason or Dad ate one. I knew there was like 2 or 3 out here
I don't think
that
they
we brought
did.
home.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I don't think they did either. I know I had whatever was here. I think Dad maybe had one the next day when we ate. Um, but yeah, they were definitely really, really good. So definitely was a good way to start off that weekend with the awards. And then the beans I thought were good. I know you said it was missing something. Have you kind of figured out what it could have been missing?
We
What's your thought
think,
on beans?
huh?
Or what's your thought on the beans? How they tasted?
We think it was missing. There wasn't enough garlic in it. Is the only thing we can think of. But it's just one of those things with us and beans. It's one of our most honestly consistent ones. Us and Rick with We Them Boys and some other ones. And every time we're in it in the bean category, we're both in the top five every time. It never fails with beans. And neither one of us got a call this time. Um,
Mm.
so the only thing I can think of is it was missing the garlic, or missing a little garlic, or maybe it was missing a little bit of that spice, because you did stumble upon it at the Elks Lodge one. Um, So, it just it felt like it was missing something, but the only thing we could think of is a little bit of garlic. Dad kept saying salt. I thought salt was on point. The peach flavor was on point. The only thing I could think of going off the top of my head would be that
The garlic.
the holy, not enough holy garlic in it or something. But overall, like I said, I was satisfied. I still thought we're getting it. What are they paying out? 10? They were paying out the top 10, or they were announcing the top 10 or something like that. I
Yeah.
said, we're getting a call on this. It was too good. And then for us to not even get the call on it, just shows you the thing on it that there was a lot of good cooks out there. But, I still felt we should have gotten some kind of call on it.
Yeah, I figured the ones that we would have the best chance would have been uh, the three additional choices. So the beans, the cook's choice, and the mac and cheese. I figured those were probably going to be the best shot. And the other ones, the three meat categories. Like I told you, if we can get a call, would have been a good weekend. And we'll kind of dive into all that here. But overall, good weekend.
Yeah.
So that was our first two turn-ins of the day, which started at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then 11 o'clock was chicken, I believe.
Yeah, the whole turn
Um,
in times were different with this one,
yeah,
which I
every
think threw us
and
off
yeah,
because everything was an hour earlier, which benefited me because I got to stay for the awards. I had to leave to go pick up
yeah,
Chelsea. So, but at the same time, it throws everything off, which is, I know people listening are like, 9:30, y'all went to bed? Are y'all serious? It was an early day, but hey, we kicked off the drinking early, so don't even
yeah,
worry about that. But,
yeah. When
was
and
a
that
long day. It
yeah,
was a long Friday leading up to just that, and then the wind certainly didn't played a factor. Being cold definitely played it, but like I said, it was 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 2:30 or 11:30 or something like that. It was weird turn in times, but
I think 12:30 and then 2.
I think
Um,
that's right.
yeah,
That's right. Yeah,
yeah. So that started everything, and the reason why we always go to bed early is because I usually get up real early anyway.
correct.
And like I tell everyone, when we go to a cook off, we're not there to to get drunk. We're there to drink, have a good time, but we're there. It's to me, it's we're there. I'm there to work. Um, so when we're not going there just to kind of waste money. We're going there to try to get some calls. Like I said, we'll have fun. We'll have a good time. But at some time we'll shut it down and we'll go to bed so we can get up early. We can we are always on point. And I'll let Junior and Dad and whoever else is there sleep in so that way if I need them to drive, they can drive home.
Correct.
And then, of course, with Junior, he's there, kind of to make sure the boxes are getting turned in right. I'm on my timeline towards the end when it gets closer to turn in times, all that kind of stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
all that, right? Which dives into our first meat turn in, which was chicken, which that one was probably our best category of the day, which was, I'm not saying probably, which it was.
That
Um,
was it. That the chicken. Let me take it from you. That chicken was on point. It was juicy. It was tender. Everything was good to go. And I knew, it was funny because the people when I turn it in, and that's my role. So if you want to stay up, you come out with us, and you want to do a little bit of partying on Friday night. Uh, I'll hang out there with you and we'll drink some beer. Randy goes to bed. Before, when we had the offset, we would get the fire going. That was my job to keep the fire going, get it to the temperature, and then right around 11 or 12, I'd go to bed or stuff like that. So, like I said, but the chicken you cooked on point, just great flavor, great taste, great everything on it. And I'm like, okay, this is really good. We're not going to say nothing, but just great. I mean, I saw people that messed up chicken boxes and messed up all kinds of stuff, but I thought it was good.
yeah, the color on that was great. The I had been trying to shoot for that darker color, and I knew there was one that cooked a whole lot darker. The
Uh,
skin was, way crispier than everything else. For whatever reason, it cooked a whole lot faster than the other three. And I told Dad if that had been one where we just had to turn one chicken half, that would have been the one I turned in.
Yep.
But it was not. We had to turn in two, so I couldn't turn in a dark one and a light one. It had to be the same. And like I said, that one was the best meat turn in of the day. Um, and like he did say, there was people that turned in, messed up their chicken. There was one that we had talked to from the last Weatherford cook-off we did with the CBA one last year. I talked, he came over and showed us and talked to us about it. He dropped the chicken on the skin side, so he lost all the rub, everything, and he decided,
Everything.
he had to turn it in. So he did the same thing to the other one, and I had told him, because he was kind of down. I said, what, you're probably going to get a walk in that, and sure enough, he got a top 15 walk in chicken. So I was excited. We were definitely excited for him. But that happens. You may not be happy with it, and you're just going to get a walk. We were happy with our chicken. We didn't get a walk. Didn't make final table and anything. Our semifinal table, um, which with that big of a cook off, you kind of yours has to be on point. You have to kind of get that those judges um, that are going to advance you to the next round. And we could have still been on a table with three or four other teams that were you know big names that got top 15 walk. We
Yep.
don't know. It's kind of one of those things when you go multiple rounds, your box has to
it's
be lucky.
it's tough, and it has to be lucky. It has to be good, especially to get it past that first table because we turned it in. There was a line. There wasn't a, no. There are other ones that there was no line in the chicken line. So I walked up. There you go. Boom. Um, so you're kind of okay here and there. You're at the mercy of whoever's turned it in before and whoever's coming in last. Um, but it is, it's funny because there was people around us, a bunch of teams around us. They were talking about their chickens, about this, about that, and none of them really. I don't think any of them got a walking chicken either.
Yeah,
Um, and it's just one of those things. You got to get past that first table to get to the second table, then to get to your final table. With 80, what did they say? 80, 78 or 81 teams that were there. So
yeah.
um,
I think there
makes
was
a lot.
81 teams, but there's like 78 teams that turned it in on
Yeah.
brisket or something. I'm not 100% sure. I know the final count of everyone that signed up was 81, I think.
Yeah. I think a couple of
And
teams
then I
didn't chip
heard,
in
yeah,
some stuff.
which happens. But I mean, we turned in everything regardless. So, like I said, the chicken was the best category for us besides the other three. Ribs and brisket, I don't know what happened. I struggled with it. Everybody out there from we talked to, they all struggled with, wins,
Yeah.
the cooking temps staying right. Mine, the cooking temps, were kind of all over the place, but the actual meat, like on the brisket, just wasn't getting tender enough. Um, some of it, some parts were really tender, some parts were really tight. So that one I took it all the way down, to the last hour, and then finally I had to set. Was like, whatever. I'm just gonna pull it, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Same thing with the ribs. I mean, I kind of had to sauce them earlier than I wanted to, let them in the wrap to see if I can get them tender enough. Some of them I thought were tender enough. Flavor, next day was good, but it was still not as tender as I would like it. They were still tough. Same thing with the brisket. It was still, chewy, but the flavor on the brisket was great. Definitely, if I can, duplicate the flavor profile on that brisket, I think it stands a chance if I can get the tenderness down.
Correct.
Um, so it's just it, like I said, I had my issues with the ribs and brisket, trying to get them done enough to turn it in because you're paying that much money. You mean you have to turn something, and you never know. It could finish while it's sitting in the box. You may get that judge that may like it. I don't. You never know. Um, you know, and that's kind of was my thinking. Turn it in, see what happens. We may get lucky and get a call, but I knew once it turned it in, that was pretty our chances. Our best category to get a walk was chicken, um, but they kind of hit around all of our numbers. We got to that very last number, I think, 5 or 6 times throughout the top 15 call. But hey, it happens. Uh, Definitely was kind of cool to compete against our cousin Eric Torres of Uppercut Smokers. He got a second place chicken walk.
Yeah.
Um, so that was kind of cool to see him get that second place. He made his money back plus like 4 or 5 times, depending on how much money he spent in gas coming down here and going back. Same thing, pretty much for everyone that come from West Texas. I think they
I
all
think
made
every one of them
$1,000
got a
back.
call. Yeah, at least top 10 because they were paying out top 15. And I think 15th was making like $200. So
Mhm. Yeah,
any kind of points you got, once you
they're,
got to the top 10, you were making bigger money.
yeah, they're
First place
making
was
like
three
five or
grand.
six.
So yeah,
Uh, yeah, so 15th through 11th was 200, and then it went like 500, 600, up to $3,000 for first place. And that's what I told everyone. When we had been talking about it, they last year they paid off. First place was 1,500. This year was 3,000. And last year was 15,000 payout total. This year was 45,000 is what they end up paying out to everyone. So definitely was a fun big cook off. I know he is trying to get it bigger next year. You can probably fit. I would probably say 150, 200 teams there. Um,
oh
you
easy
know,
because there were still spots next to us.
there was
That
a whole bunch of it in that grass that could have filled more teams. The
yeah,
concrete still had some teams down there towards the wards.
towards
Was could have fit more teams.
So I
Um,
think that cook off definitely I see it growing every year. We've been out there 3 years, and every year it seems to be getting bigger and bigger. Payouts obviously are going to draw the people because I asked the question. I was like, "Well, what's drawing these people out here?" And then they said 42,000. I was like, "Yeah, it'll do it." 42K in prizes to get out there. We need to get our hands on it. Almost want a smoker there at the end. But all in all, like I said, I think it was a good showing. I think you're right on the ribs. Ribs were good. They had a bite through. Not one I tried was okay, a little rough, a little tough, but the other one was perfect. So it was just a matter of there,
yeah,
and
did we
that's the
get them?
hard thing that I think people don't realize is you can't if you bite into one, obviously you can't turn it in. So you don't want to. You have to. It's all looking at it through your eyes and hoping that they come out as tender as you want. You're biting the
Yeah,
end, going, okay, this is good. Brisket, I thought I thought it was pretty good as well. Great taste, great flavor. Just like I said, just a little unfortunate. I think we just were on that call. For all we know, we were on the table with the guys that finished first and second. So that's just how you look at it and uh, move on and try to fight another day, another cook off another time.
yeah, yeah, and that's one of those things, right? When you're going multiple rounds, it is like I said, it is you just have to have some luck. You can turn in the best product, and you may just not be able to get over that final table to top 10. You may not be able to get from the first round to the second round. So we've been there. Um, and that's one of those things I could say my recipes kind of struggle with is going multiple rounds and everything. But chicken wise, I think I'm on the right track. We're going to try this recipe again at the next one in Weatherford, CBA one. So CBA one, kind of dive in that one again. Um, Chicken wise, you can do chicken half. You can do chicken thighs, chicken legs. I want to say chicken wings. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But I think we're gonna roll. I'm gonna roll with the chicken halves, just to kind of get a little bit more practice on it and see if I can duplicate that color and the profile for it. So that way, I get in that comfort zone of knowing, hey, okay, this is the recipe I want for chicken halves. And then if we do another CBA one, or if we do a KCBS one, then that's when we'll venture into chicken thighs or chicken legs. Um, and then of course you're going to do your brisket, your pulled or not pulled pork, brisket and ribs, and then we're also going to do pork. So already got the money muscle for the pork category in that one. So definitely we'll see what happens at that cook-off in Weatherford. That one is on April 14th and 15th.
Sounds about right.
Uh, yep. Yeah, that is the week after Good Friday. Uh, so definitely, if you're going to be at that cook-off, uh, come out and see us. We're probably going to get there early again because I honestly, you have not ate at this burger joint in Weatherford, Texas. It is called Skinny's. I believe it's the famous Skinnies or something like that. Uh, but if you're in the Plano area, Wiley area, Murphy area, and you know that little burger spot that looks kind of run down, you know, what is that street that Leslie used to live on? Is it 15th,
14th, 15th, yeah, one
14th,
of those.
something like
Yeah.
that? There's a little burger place right there next to Golden Chick called Country Burger. If you've never had Country Burger at Plano or Murphy, be sure to stop in there and try it because that is kind of like what this burger is. It's like, to me, that's kind of like a country burger type, but this burger, it was just the half pound burger is what I had, and that, man, that burger is good. It'll fill you up. We had their beer battered onion rings, and those onion rings were really good as well. Dad had the quarter pound burger, and that burger still looked massive as well. Uh, so definitely, if you're in the cook off or you're coming out to Weatherford and you just want to come out and have lunch with us at Skinny's, definitely just hit us up. We'll uh, go over there, hang out for a little bit, and then we'll probably cook up something Friday night, depending on what they got going on. I believe they're going to have a band or something Friday, or something. Not sure what they got going on, but definitely that one is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, those are fun. Like I said, there's not the one thing I told you I love about those that I don't like about this one is they called the number 65242 and it went on. We sat there for 10 minutes on one call because nobody looked at it. And all of a sudden, oh, hey, yeah, I'm here. And then eventually one, I don't know if it ever got claimed, it never got what. I'm sure they could go back and figure out who it is at a certain point with the little
Yep.
legwork, but it just takes a while. This one, you don't have that issue. You pick a walk-up song. They play the song if you're top 10. If you're not, you go up there. They'll tell you exactly where you finished on it. So it's a lot of fun. Like I said, the awards go pretty fast because there's no need for all that because everything's done. There's no waiting. They hit that song, boom, you go, and then they're ready to announce the next one. So
Yep.
it's a lot of fun. Definitely come out, join us for sure. And like I said, get out there, wish us luck, come out there. And of course, once you're out there, a lot of people don't realize you get to sample the barbecue once it's turned in. He does let you sample it. He does let you eat it. So that's usually what we eat on Saturday before we leave and all that. So come out, join us, and like I said, those are a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah, they are. Yeah, this one. So they are having a band after the Cook's Choice on Friday night, and then of course they'll have a 50-50 raffle. Um, but yeah, those. So it is going to be at Parker County Sheriff Posse's Rodeo Grounds. The address is 2251 Mineral Wells Highway in Weatherford, Texas. Um, on April 14th and 15th. Again, that one does have a Cook's Choice on Friday. So probably what be making those award-winning Texas Twinkies again um, on Friday night. So we'll have some of those on Friday night. Um, Not sure if we'll have enough for everybody, but we'll cook something else for dinner as well. And then, of course, on Saturday, you're going to have the turn in. So you have the four meats: the chicken, pork ribs, um, pork brisket, and then there is a kids queue. So if you do have a kid that does like cooking, and you want to enter them in, it's only $25 to do the kids queue. And then, of course, there is the beans turn in as well. And then you can stay for awards. The awards are always fun. I prefer this one, um, this style, because you don't have to worry about a ticket. You just turn in the box,
Yep.
and they go from there. To me, that's a whole lot better. But find the cook association that you like and enjoy and go with it. Try them all. That is what I got. You got anything cook off related you want to dive into?
Nothing related. Like I said, he's definitely right. Give him out a shot. Like I said, we went to an outlaw one, but this was a Lone Star. Now we'll hit the CBA. That all do different things. And like I said, if you don't know, just ask. I know our cousin out there. We're glad he wants some money on it. He asked, "Hey, what about? I've never done one of these. What do I need to look for? This and that." So we gave him a little. This is what we do type of done in the past, and for him to get a call that high and chicken is really good. But yeah, definitely try it out. Come out, enjoy the time. Like I said, you won't be disappointed. We have a lot of fun when we're out there. It was great to hang out with Mason again, to get him out there as well from there. But no, quite nothing there. Like I said, the wind definitely you could tell play havoc on a lot of people, um, to the point where I think I saw a lot of people like some of the winners that I saw in brisket alone were basically ones that were, I say, cooking on a pellet smoker because they could better maintain that temperature, because it would go literally, the wind would stop blowing and temperature would raise 5-6 degrees, and then all of a sudden you'd have a gust of wind and it would drop the temperature. So I know it was playing havoc on the
Yeah.
drums or the offsets or whatever. Flames would go up, so everybody was struggling. But that's the beauty of it, is everybody kind of goes through the same thing. People kind of shield it as best they can, but like I said, it's just a matter of if you can get it up to the temperature you want, maintain it, and then get that flavor that you're looking for. But overall, thought it was pretty good. We'll see. We'll get him next year. We'll get him next time here in Weatherford.
Yep. Yeah, I look forward to the next one in Weatherford. Uh, let's just dive right into the next topic, which is inside the pit. I do have something we're kind of dive into since we are talking Cook's Choice. I think of that as kind of like a barbecue appetizer type deal. So when I say barbecue appetizer, what is the first thing that pops into your mind? What is something you think of as when someone says barbecue appetizer?
Barbecue appetizer. I'm thinking obviously jalapeno poppers are the first thing. Brisket nachos. Um, Something. I think. Trying to think. I had another. You could see. Um, I think those probably about. I mean, you could do like a smoked, green beans, along green beans, maybe even some smoked corn, uh,
Yeah,
right there, mac and cheese as an appetizer, like our one that we cooked. That'd be a great appetizer. Those, like it came out like a dip
yeah,
almost
it,
at some
it did.
point. So you could do stuff like that. I mean, the dip's whole cooking the dip cooking queso and stuff on a grill is growing in popularity. Basically is what you did. You saw that you do got to stir that thing constantly. So it is a lot of work. Cooks fast, but you got to be ready for it.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So I'm probably with you on there. Barbecue appetizer. I think of some kind of jalapeno popper. Some smoked queso or something, some kind of dip, um, and then probably maybe some chicken wings. Like if you were gonna have something that it's like some brisket or something, You could probably do some chicken wings or something like that as an appetizer. Um, I think that's what really would pop in my head. What I would think of, definitely the corn. I could see that. If you wanted to make your kind of elote style corn,
Yep.
you wanted to do that. Um, kind of dive it into which kind of because I'm looking at some appetizers on here, just kind of scrolling through just to see, and I kind of give you some ones, and you tell me yes or no. You would try it just based off the name. There is Cajun shrimp and sausage bites, so kind of like kebabs, I would say, um, or maybe like shrimp wrapped in sausage.
Okay.
This one, another one is smoked buffalo chicken dip. I could definitely see that one.
Yeah.
Um, Grilled artichokes or grilled asparagus is another one that's kind of on the list. Now, this one, do you like pickles?
Yeah.
What about pickles wrapped in bacon?
Ooh. I
And
would
what
try
about
it. I think I would try it.
so this one is a smoked bacon wrapped pickle spare. Definitely, yeah, I could would try it. I'm not sure how that would mix, but it
Correct.
sounds
That's
pretty
my
pretty
thing is like
interesting.
how would it go? How would it go down? But I definitely would give it a shot for sure. I don't think I would just totally stray away from it. I think I'd be like, okay, let's give it a shot.
Yep. And then what about some grilled stuffed mushrooms? I know we've gotten the mushrooms at restaurants, so definitely I could
Yeah.
definitely see that. Um, I mean that's pretty much everything is nachos. You got your kind of bread, um, your grilled loaded potato skins possibly. I'm just kind of throwing some other things out there, so definitely let us know. Hey, what's your favorite barbecue appetizer? Um, if you're cooking up, a massive meal for someone, or you're going to a cookout, someone says, "Hey, bring an appetizer." What are you bringing to that party? So definitely let us know that. Um,
What would be your go-to? What would you bring? Like if I said, "Hey, bring in an appetizer to feed." I mean, I guess it depends on the people, how many people
yeah,
you're gonna
it
have
depends.
there.
Yeah, it depends on if it's just like maybe you know 10, 15 people. I could probably see doing some Texas Twinkies. If it's a whole lot of people, then I would probably do some smoked queso, something like some kind of cheese dip, um, something along those lines. I know if you probably ask Ed, Ed would probably get all fancy. Um,
For
you know,
sure.
um, but yeah, I probably would say either Texas Twinkies or some kind of cheese dip is what I would say. What about you?
Probably would be, yeah. I could see a cheese dip. I mean, if you're gonna have a bunch, there can't go wrong with that. Some Texas Twinkies, just throw some of those, some jalapeno poppers. We had some, I guess they're still called. They were chicken poppers, is what they called it. And we got them from H-E-B. Basically, it was the same thing, but instead of brisket, it was chicken, and
Chicken
those
and
things were pretty phenomenal on it. You could even do if you wanted to get fancy, go chicken on top, bottom, and put your jalapeno in the middle. So wrap it in bacon, call it a day.
Yep.
So definitely is good. Like I said, that probably would be it. I mean, you could, do that, take some chips, and then if they wanted to throw down whatever, make whatever concoction they
Whatever.
could.
Yep. Yep. And then what about dessert? What is your barbecue dessert? I know we've kind of talked about it in the past. What's that one dessert that you gotta have at a barbecue? Not for Thanksgiving, because I know what your Thanksgiving and Christmas is, but for barbecue. Now, if
Does
you
it
can find it,
does it have to be on the grill? Does it come off the grill?
it don't have to be on off the grill. Just at a
I saw this
barbecue.
on a show. It was cooked. they made the ice cream, so it was vanilla ice cream. Then he grilled. He had a. They did something, but they put on the grill the bacon, and the bacon kind of acted almost like a shake as he stuck it in the ice cream. But there was something else in it. I thought that was super. That looked really good. But for me, if I'm looking barbecue and I just want something, I mean, the person that won first in the cook choice had a grilled fried cheesecake or whatever she had.
Yeah.
I would just go with simple, just some vanilla ice cream and call it a day. You could go fancy with it, yeah, for sure. But that's probably what I would do. I mean, my go-to, just some ice cream in general.
This ice cream.
Yeah.
Uh, mine. You know what it is. It's that banana pudding. You give me that banana pudding. Now, if it's coming off the grill, uh, or some kind of something, like that, I would probably say, a peach cobbler
Yeah.
would be another one. But definitely my go-to on it is that banana pudding. So definitely, if they're going to a restaurant, if they have some sort of banana pudding, I want to try it just to see. Um, Definitely, I would be interested in trying that cheesecake that the first place in Cook's Choice won, because the picture does look phenomenal. And that was East Texas Smokers that won first place. Um, just looking at it makes me want to try to make it, but I know my that ain't gonna be nowhere near her.
She's
uh,
perfected that.
yeah,
It's one of those. It's kind of like, okay, if she wasn't in there, we got first. Dang it! But
yeah,
it did look phenomenal. And it's just one of those, just to try it out. And that may be something we experiment with, like just come up with some desserts or something that
yep,
you can go out there and grill out there and toss them on the grill. So if you have one, definitely hit us up. Let us know
yeah. Let us know.
for sure,
Uh,
because we'd love to try it out. Love to know how you did
yeah,
it.
let us know your favorite uh, Dutch oven dessert or Dutch oven meal, because we now have two Dutch ovens. We won one in a raffle on for this last cook off. Yeah, I won one in a raffle. So we got one here at the house and one in the RV. So we're going to be trying some things just to try to see, if we can get something that we all like, and we may we may try something up for the cook off while we're cooking the Texas Twinkies. We may be experimenting in the Dutch oven as well, because like I said, there is one in the RV. But if we don't take the RV, I'll just take just the one from here from home. So definitely let us know uh, what your favorite Dutch oven dessert and or dinner is, along with your favorite barbecue appetizer and barbecue dessert. Tag us in those pictures. Let us know. Because you know what? I tell you what, we're not going to mention it on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. If you listen to this show right here, if you uh, tag us in your post, say, hey, damn, that's good with Big Selena's Barbecue or Big Selena's Barbecue. Episode 56. Make sure you list that episode 56 in your post of what your barbecue appetizer is that you cook up uh, over, what's the next show? The 30th, 31st?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Somewhere around there. We'll announce a winner and we'll send you some stuff. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and we'll just surprise you. All you got to do, like I said, is show us what you cook up and for a barbecue appetizer or barbecue dessert. Best picture, best will win. We'll vote. Uh, let people know. Like I said, we're not going to announce it to everybody, so whoever listens to this show or watches on YouTube will be able to enter for free.
So subscribe, like, share, help us out everywhere
Yep.
for sure. That's a great contest because you got some good stuff. You could give away maybe get one of those new hats, maybe get what, who knows?
Yeah.
So it's definitely for sure gonna be a lot of definitely get out there. You won't hear it from us, so no advertising, like we said. So episode 56. tag us in those dessert things that you cook up,
Yep.
because that's interesting. Like I said, it's a great topic to do because it's like I've never thought about like, okay, you could do peach cobbler, banana pudding, those are your go-to, but what can you do that's off of a grill from there? The Dutch oven might be a good spot to do something like that in. You could probably do some frying in that thing for sure.
Yeah.
So
Probably could.
we'll see. Let's see. I'm interested to see what we get in, and we'll pick a winner or a couple winners. Who knows? And we'll go from there.
Yep. Yeah, we will definitely go from there. You got anything else you want to talk about on inside the pit before we go to outside the pit or around the pit,
Not,
whatever the segment's
yeah,
called?
around whatever around the pit. Nothing else. Like I said, it was a great times, great things out there. Definitely keep us in there in the loop. Let us know what you're cooking. Let us know everything that you're doing. Again, if you do want to be a guest on the show, let us know. If you want to join us, maybe for this topic, you don't want to really be, you don't have to, you just want to join us to kind of chit chat with us. Hey, let us know. We'll bring you on. We definitely
Yep.
love talking barbecue, all things barbecue, cooking, and all that. So we can definitely find a time for you.
Yeah. And let's go around the pit. Junior's favorite topic. Uh, he'll talk your ear off with sports. So
No.
yeah, you will. We'll dive right into this one. This is our last segment. Like I said, it's around the pit. We talk about everything around the barbecue pit. Everything from sports to what movie we may want to watch, etc. Politics and religion, something we don't dive into. Um, I won't. Junior will talk religion to you if he wants to, but that's off camera. But here on the show is just gonna be anything sports related, and stuff like that. So we got some. Well, before we dive into that one, before I get into that one, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys, and they are making some moves this off season. What are your thoughts about the additions of Stephon Gilmore and Mr. Brandon Cooks, who they both got for what, a fifth and a sixth round
They got
pick?
him for cheap, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, people are like, oh, they're not going to make a difference. They're not going to do this. They got him for cheap. I mean, really didn't give it up. They're proven. They might be trying to get their last hurrah, or whatever. I mean, Brandon Cooks has only been in the league 6 years, and people want to say, oh, he's been for team to team to team to team. But a lot of times he's been replaced. They haven't found replacements or whatever. So these teams may be regretting letting him go for whatever reason. He is a little injury prone. Gilmore's getting a little bit more up there in age, but he can definitely show some of the young corners a little tricks and tips that he's learned over the years. Because obviously you have to pick up something to be out there as long as he has to be successful as he has. So I'm excited about it. I mean, you still have to respect his game regardless of what's out there. So I'm excited with the moves so far. What about you?
Yeah, I'm excited for him. Stephon Gilmore, he may be, on his last leg, um, but hey, he's better than the corners that we had on that side. Other than the rookie that had a great rookie year, so I'm excited about moving him back to the slot, putting in Stephon Gilmore, and Stephon Gilmore said it himself. Hey, you got to throw it. Who are you going to throw it against? Are you going to throw it against Diggs? Or are you going to throw it against Gilmore? Because they both at any given moment can make you pay. So definitely that kind of helped out on the defense, on the corner wise. Offensive wise, they finally got a weapon to go deep alongside Michael Gallup when he decides he wants to um,
Trash.
go deep. I do think they're probably going to move off of Gallup, if not this season, at the end of next season, which is probably why they brought in Brandon Cooks. But I've been saying it for what 3, 4, maybe 5 years to Junior and to our family is the Dallas Cowboys need to go deep early and often in games to back everybody up, which opens up the offense and that running game. Hopefully, Mike McCarthy will do it. Um, so definitely with that addition of Brandon Cooks, I think that will help Dak take some pressure off of him, uh, helping that running game. Um, definitely, I think they're in the mood of trying to make another big splash. I'm not sure if it's a Hopkins or if it's a running back in the draft. Hopefully, it's they make another splash to see what we can do. But I'm excited to see what they can do the rest of this offseason.
I have heard rumors that Hopkins is still potential. I think they are evaluating Gallup and what he could bring and not bring.
Yep.
I have no problem getting rid of Gallup and a second or a third for Hopkins. I think that your receiving core would be dangerous. I
So
don't do the one because I still want them to get, even though they signed what's his name from Tampa Bay, local kid here from McKinney North. I still want them to get Bijan out there for it because, and I think getting him, like I was telling Chelsea last night, is you can bring him along slow. He don't have to come in. Hey, Pollard's going to be the one. You're going to come in. You're going to get your rep. You don't got to come in. And I think as much as I hated, much as I thought, yes, it's time to move on from Zeke. I hated to see it leave. I didn't go sad face like some of these other people, but the dude did get worn down his first couple
yep.
of years, big time. 400 yard, 3 to 400 yard carries per season. That's a lot of hits on your body. If they can limit Pollard, they can limit him, and even the I think Jones is his last name. They can limit some of these guys. It will be could be a great running back core and a great offense from there. So
Yeah, I think if they can get Bijan, they'll definitely be able to uh, help Pollard out. They'll be able to tell him, hey, you can take it slow. You don't have to rush it back. Because, like you said, they did wear out Zeke his first 2 years. When he gets 300 plus carries those years, it wears out on your body, a whole lot. And then the whole Hopkins thing, from what reports are saying that are coming out now, you may be able to get him for the same deals that you got for Cooks. So let me ask you this: if
done, done, and he's willing to
if
restructure his deal.
if you are the front office, would you make a deal? Let's say Michael Gallup and a fourth or fifth round pick for Hopkins. Would you do it? The reason why I said fourth round pick is probably to kind of, hey, let's get rid of the fourth to get a good receiver in here. Would you do that?
Gallup and a fourth round pick.
Yep.
Let me think. Yeah, in a
I would.
heartbeat.
Because they
Because
said they wanted
Hopkins
what?
shows up, he's going to be another deep threat. He can jump for 3 days. You can put him in the slot. You can put Cooks in the slot. You can put CeeDee Lamb in the slot, and the other two can go deep.
Yep.
People are talking about, just even that with Dalton Schultz. Well, big loss for the Cowboys with Schultz. Well, really? I mean, when you did the stats, I think I saw a stat on there that says he caught the ball at 8.9 yards every catch, and he averaged 10.3. Ferguson caught it at 3.1 and averaged 10.9. So he stretched the field 7 yards further than Dalton Schultz did. So I have no problem with it because you've got Hendershot and him, two young guys. They're not on big deals. Let's save some money. Let's get some receivers because guess what? Okay, you're going to do that, then our tight ends are going to go off. So I make that thing. If that's on the table to be taken, I'm making it in 2 heartbeats.
Yeah, I would as
Quick,
well.
done,
Even
deal,
yeah, even if
sign.
it's even if it's the fifth and the sixth rounds and we keep Gallup, I'm all for that as well. And then if you can restructure Hopkins' deal to kind of save you some cap space and maybe kind of give the team option to move off from him, at the end of the year or 2 years, whatever the case may be, hey, go for it. Let's take a shot at winning now.
Absolutely.
Um, he definitely would help the offense. That is for sure.
He couldn't hurt it. I mean, if you look at what did Gallup really give us last year, like we watched the game and we both said, "Is Gallup hurt? Is he looking the thing?" And I looked it up on Twitter. No, Gallup's out there, and he just disappears from the games, and you don't see him.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, he makes that spectacular catch, and I'll give him credit where credit's due. But it's like, okay, come on, man. So we need somebody consistent, somebody that will really help Gallup, I mean not Gallup, CD Lamb and Cooks. You know, like I said, I think somebody posted out there. Cooks is a walking 1,000 yards. How is he not good? I don't think Gallup's given us 1,000 since he's been in the league. So if you can help
Yeah,
alleviate the thing,
he's giving us big plays,
but
big catches.
he may give us one
Yeah,
awesome catch a game, two catches a game, but I don't think he's going to give us that big time play that Brandon Cooks can
yeah,
give.
I can. Yeah.
Sure.
Yep, yeah, definitely. Like I said, I look forward to seeing what the Cowboys can continue to do this offseason. We'll see what they do leading up into the draft and what they do on draft night. Because I definitely do see if Bijan is still there when he hits around 15, don't be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys move up to go and get him um, because, Philadelphia has already brought him in. Philadelphia picks ahead of them. So they are the threat of him going to your rival team with a quarterback that already runs can definitely hurt you. Um, so definitely, if the Cowboys are wanting it, they can definitely move up. They do have um, that ability to do it. I know they did it with CD, not CD. They did it with Dez. They moved up to get Dez to get that playmaker. They had CD fall to him, so they've done it before where they moved up to get a guy who they think can make a difference. But we will see what they do in the draft. And then the other topic I wanted to cover is you have the NCAA tournament. Who do you got winning it all? I don't know, I'm hoping for Texas, but realistically, it's probably going to be Bama.
Who?
Bama.
Bama's got a good squad, for sure. Let me go back. We're gonna go just jump back into the thing, and then we'll go right. I'll jump back in. I was looking up the stats. Brandon Cooks has been in the league 9 years. Michael Gallup's been in the league 5 years. Last year, we're just gonna look at last year. Everybody hands down says Dak's way better than any quarterback the Texans threw out there. 39 receiving yards for 424 yards for Michael Gallup last year. Granted, both players were hurt last year, so that needs to be taken into consideration. 2022, again, he was hurt and he had trash at Houston. I mean, Houston was trash. Brandon Cooks, 57 catches, 699 yards, 12.3 yards a carry. His 12.3 yards a catch. Longest was 44. Gallup's longest was 27. So both had about the same amount of TDs and stuff. So, I mean, he does stretch the field. Every year he's been about 1,000 yards. So I'm excited about it. As far as winning the tournament, I don't think Bama's going to win it, although they do look good. They do look tough. I don't think Texas is going to win it. I think it's going to be some off the wall shocker of a team. I would love to see one of these Princeton, one of these other schools make a run at it. They won't win it, but Texas, Bama. I mean, it's going to probably be a bigger school that eventually wins it because it's just the tournament's going to wear you down after a while.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I could probably see Gonzaga winning it. Just because they've been there before.
I'll choke like always.
But I think what everyone's kind of hoping for, honestly, is Texas and Houston meeting up next in the Elite Eight. I would love for Texas to win it, not just because for them to win it for the first time in history, but for them and the team to win it with the whole Chris Beard situation, all that drama that went on them firing him, the head coach now trying to win over the team, and now he's got the team in the Sweet 16. So if he can definitely make a run and make a good story at the end of the year. And then of course the whole Bama, Bama does have a good team, but they do have a lot of drama coming behind them. So if they get knocked off, everyone will definitely be happy with all that drama that's going on. And it gets mentioned, 10, 20 times a game. I know 10, 20 times, per game. But, we'll see who wins.
It does have the potential, looking at the actual bracket, to be somebody that you would not think wins it. Houston, you think
Yep.
of basketball. Miami, you don't think of basketball. Alabama, you don't think of basketball. Xavier, yes. Texas, yeah, kind of, sort of.
Mhm.
Arkansas, UConn, you definitely do. Arkansas, you don't. Gonzaga, UCLA. I think one of those two teams could potentially be your winner. Tennessee's usually got a good basketball team, and then Kansas State, Michigan State. Oh, Michigan State's always tough to beat in this tournament. They
Yeah.
always seem to show up for it. So we'll see. Games kick back off tomorrow, I do believe. So we will see what the future holds
Oh,
for
yep.
that. But it's nice to see some of these bigger schools get beat. Give these younger teams that, like I was telling Chelsea's dad, it's like, these younger teams go with nothing to lose. Forget you got all this to do. You got nothing to lose. You're not, no one like, what is it? Fairline Dixon, where Diego goes to school for volleyball. No one expected them to beat Purdue. So you're going with nothing to lose. If you get blown out, okay, that's what we expect. If keep it close, a success. If you win
Yep.
like they won, hey, more power to you. You did something nobody thought would be able to do. So I
Yeah.
like
Princeton making it to the Sweet 16.
a bunch of IRS people, maybe. No.
Yeah. Uh,
Bunch of
yeah,
people going to run
definitely.
corporations and stuff one day. But
There's been
yeah,
a lot of good basketball game in that one. Um, and then of course you got baseball season kicking off. Um, we'll see what the Rangers can do. I do think the Rangers have more upside this year than they did last year. They did go out and spend a lot of money on pitching, and bringing some other guys in, so we'll see what they do. Um, and then of course you got the Renegades, the new football team in Arlington. I have not kept up with them. Have you kept up with the XFL?
I've watched bits and pieces of it, of the Renegades when they played Houston, and then the Renegades when they played St. Louis. The thing that I love that I'm not looking at the quality. People's like, oh, the quality's no, the quality's not the same as the NFL. It's not. I'm sorry. The thing I love, as far as with, I wish the NFL does, I love this kickoff thing. You kick it from the 30. The other team lines up at the 30, and if it doesn't make it to the other team's 20-yard line, it counts as it goes out of bounds. Like one time, it went out. Somebody caught it and went down on the 23-yard line. It didn't make it. So it counts as it goes out of bounds. They get the ball at the 40 or whatever it is, and then they move on. So
Yep.
it really promotes your return team, your returning game, because that is right now you get those guys that they just boom it out of the back of the end zone. So it's like we have Turpin that's great at it, but you're never going to get that many chances to return it. This one would bring back that special position. And then, they're lined up at the 30. The other ones are lined up at the 25. So there's no running. It's 5 yards and let's hit it. And they can't move until the ball passes the 20. So
Yeah, until the receiver catches
it or it goes past the 20.
Yeah.
So it's really good. That rule I love. I wish the NFL would adopt that rule. The whole go for 2, go for 3. No, I'm not a huge fan of it, but the 4th and 15 rule that they have instead of the onside kick, I love that. That's awesome too. I'm like, let's just we're going to go for it, and then we're going 4th and 15, because if you don't make it, guess what? The other team gets the ball.
Yeah, get the ball right there.
Better field position than they would on an onside kick.
Yep.
So I would say go for it for sure.
Yeah.
But it's decent. Like I said, it's not the best quality football. I'm not going to lie. But it is pretty good, pretty decent. If you haven't watched one, watch one. I encourage you to, because the one I watched against Houston, they did the Houston broadcast of it, and they actually went to the offensive coordinator in the booth and was calling out the plays down there to the guy. And of course, they can talk to him right before the snap of the ball. So he was like calling an audible because he saw what the
He
thing
saw
was.
something.
Yeah, go to this, 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 and then they had to cut it off. Then it cuts off, and the quarterback heard it, went to it, and the Houston team scored a touchdown. So
I,
it's
I don't
really
see
good
the
in that
I
thing.
don't ever see the NFL doing that because I mean you'd have to change your plays every single week.
Well, they
Because
did the plays, yeah, but
once a team hears it, they can then see the formation. They can probably the defense can say, hey, they're running this type of defense
but
or
I don't
running
know
this type
because
of
you
offense.
think, dude, you've got even in high school we had 20 plays, 15, 20 plays off of one formation, off of one
Listen,
base set.
it will never work because
They'll never
no
do
more
it.
can do it. Yeah,
The NFL will never do it because they think, oh, they're stealing plays and this. It's all the
exactly.
same. They run the same plays in Pee Wee that they run in the NFL. They just call it extra
They
rays or
really
10,
really do.
9, 24, 3 instead of go 10 yards and out.
Yeah, yeah, they really do. The one thing I did that from what I have seen is the replays. When they challenge, they actually show the guys there, looking at everything and saying,
Yeah.
"Hey," telling the ref, "Okay, this is what happened. This is what you got to say, and this is the result." So you're actually seeing what they're seeing, what footage, and you're able to say, "Okay, yeah, it's not a catch, or it is this, it is that." That I do like, and then the ability for the coach to be able to challenge a play on whatever play it is. So instead of if you want to challenge, on offsides, or you want to challenge a hold, whatever the case may be, is you can challenge that play, but you only get I think still one or two challenges.
Yeah.
Um, so that does open a lot of things for you to be able to say, hey, okay, this is the time that I need to challenge it. Let me challenge it. I think that's another thing the NFL could look into. But we'll see what happens. I think it's probably going to take another year or two before they do make any changes, you know, from the XFL to the NFL.
Like I said, I agree, but I love some of these other things. Let's make it
Yeah,
competitive. Let's bring back, those players, those special players that can do special things. So, um,
yeah,
I love it. So I say we do it, but we're not on the competition committee, so
nope,
they're worried about safety. That's a great way. The kickoff is my favorite because that's the best way to be safe about it.
yep,
And you're going to have a kickoff because the guy's going to have to kick it 80 yards to get it out of the end zone. So you're basically guaranteed to have a return almost every time.
yep,
So
yeah. I'll be for that one. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
that's all I got right now. I don't think I got anything else.
That's all you got. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. I'll let him finish it out. My small business shout out is Hooks Barbecue Rubs and Spices. Check him out, hooksrub.com. Follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Like I said, Jared will be on the next episode. Hopefully, we'll talk with him about Hooks Rubs and Spices, how they got started, and all that kind of stuff. So if you do have any questions for him, definitely let us know. Or if you want to be a guest or have a guest in mind, let us know that as well. Um, Follow us on all the social media sites: TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Again, be sure to tag us in those barbecue appetizers and or desserts for a chance to win some amazing products. We're not sure what I'm going to send you, but it'll be a surprise. You will enjoy it. I said free
Ooh.
to enter. We won't mention it on any social media sites. We're just going to mention it here on the show. So definitely tag either Damn That's Good with Big Selene's Barbecue Facebook group
Yep.
or Facebook page or Instagram page, as well as or Big Selena's Barbecue page or Instagram page as well for a chance to enter. And of course, give our products a try. Give it a try once, give it a try twice. Let us know what you think. You won't be disappointed. I can promise you that. You will definitely get hooked on that big taste, big flavor, big Salinas.
That is it. And for sure, go hit up YouTube, go hit up any place where you get your podcast. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button, share this out. Like I said, if you just want to come on, you don't have to necessarily run a business. You don't necessarily have to have a competition team. Maybe you just like to cook outside. Come out, hit us up. I've got one in mind that I know he likes to cook. So I may hit him up and we may talk to him and see if he can get him on there because that's what we want to do. I actually got a couple of mine now. Think about it. And you want to come join us and have a conversation with us? We're all for it. We can talk about it, make fun of some people on TikTok because you know how we love to do that as well. But we'll go from there. Like I said, and remember, these are just our opinions. This is just what we think is what we like. Do what you like, do what you love, because at the end of the day, you're spending that money, that hard-earned money. Definitely got to look at YouTube to see this hat belt because ain't no way he's not even gonna go around his. He won't. He'd have to get 3 of them to get around his waist. I know this one kid was struggling to get it around one, and he was a little bitty kid. So, like I said, go check it out. We'll be in Weatherford, 14th and 15th. I will most likely be out there the 15th, early in the morning. So if you need anything, you need any products, hit us up. But catch us for episode 57. Make sure you tag us in those things so you can win those products. You want to give, he wants to give stuff away. Let's give it. Let's do it. Let's get it. But remember, anything you do, anytime you're out there cooking, drinking, partying, whatever, do it with love, do it with passion, and we'll see you down the road.